Good day, everyone. We're back again to this channel at Clean Media Photography. Today we discuss photography contracts. The question that will come in mind when I talk about discussing photography contract is that why do we actually need these contracts? The answer is very simple, really. Firstly, there's 4 things that would explain why you need the contract. Firstly, it's professional. When you have this contract in place, you look more professional, your clients trust you. Secondly will be, it protects both parties. It protects you, it protects the clients. It's not only about the photographer, it's also about the client, so that they know what to expect. They know what to expect for the shoot and after the shoot. And then it outlines also expectations. It outlines clients' expectations so that you are clear on what you are getting into, what you are paying for as a client, and also you as a photographer, you understand why or what is expected from you at the end of the contract. And then it helps also with client issues. If there is anything out of the ordinary or some other problems that you might experience along the way, these contracts will also make sure that you guys are also protected. It will also put you safe as a photographer should there be any issues. Trust me, we have seen a lot of issues, a lot of horrific stories when it comes to clients expecting something from you and you don't deliver. But should there be a contract, you would have been saved. The first one is never do work without a contract. Why do I say that? It's because even if it's not a paid shoot, you cannot do work without a contract. But especially when you are a beginner photography, you just started your career, and then you call in this model, for example, and then you do a photo shoot with them, and then at a later stage, they come back to you to say, no. Please do not use my images for advertising. Please take them down. Because you cannot trust words. Sometimes people speak a lot of things in your studio. They say, no, you can do anything because they want that free shoot to happen. But should you have a contract in place, it will protect you from making sure that you are able to use those images on your social media for marketing. There is a possibility where you get a potential client that says to you, can I see your work, please? But just because you have already been told not to showcase that work that you have done, there is nothing for you to show. Trust me, clients don't want to see the gear and the lights, the type of lights that you use. That doesn't mean anything. Clients want to see the work that you have done. And for the work that you have done, you should be able to market or post them or show them with clients. So that's why it's very important not to do any work without a contract, so that it outlines all the expectations from both parties, either you and the client or the model, whether it's a paid or free shoot. Firstly, on your contract, you need to also have parties to the contract. Parties to the contract, this includes the client's names and surname, email address, cell phone numbers, also your details as well, also the location of the shoot, and also the date that is going to take place. This is just a basic standard thing that all the contract have. It's personal information per se. So each and every contract entitled this. It doesn't have to be a photography contract. Should you address your things professionally, you need to know who's shooting, what's their email, what's the number, and when are you shooting, and the time. The second thing is, in your contract, you need to have services, where you put in details of the services that you do offer. You must be into detail of what you offer in your service, what your photo shoot includes, what it does, what is not included on the photo shoot, and what is included, so that the client understands what services are they paying you for, so that the client understands what services are they buying into. Also yourself, you need to know what services you need to provide for the client, so that It has to be in detailed as possible on the type of shoot that you are going to do. If it's a portrait session, for example, states that this is a portrait session, only 5 pictures will be edited, or this is she's going to receive 10 pictures, only 5 is only to be edited. So those kind of little details are very, very important. They might not look important to you now, but at a later stage you might need to have outlined and stated here the services that you offer to your clients. Number 3, you also need to include the deliverables. Deliverables, I'm talking about in terms of the photos, images that the client is supposed to receive after the photo shoot. How many should they expect after the photo shoot? And also, are they going to be edited, or are they going to be digital or soft copy, or hard copies? It depends. So those kind of details, you need to explain what the client is going to receive and when the client is going to receive them. That is the whole process. And then the fourth thing is that you must also explain the client usage. This states that how clients are going to use their images. Remember, you hold the copyrights of the images as a professional photographer. So you need to also state to the clients that they cannot use these images, for example, for something that is going to pay them or paid campaigns. And also when they post on Instagram or social media, you need to state that they need to also mention you. Photo credit goes to the photographer because you took the photo. That will also help you to also get referrals or someone who might like the picture to come and shoot with you. So if they are going to use the picture for something else or to sell the image, you need to know about it. They need to tell you upfront so that you can decide if they can do it or not. Because you as the photographer, you are the artistic person. You are the person responsible of creating that image. You are the person who holds the copyright of the image. So you need to give permission. Just to make other things easy, on number 5, you can just say, mention also the copyright clause. The copyright states that the images belongs to the photographer. You are the artistic person that created that image, that created that piece of art. So you own the copyright. So I've heard of some photographers that sell the images with the copyright for some crazy amount, but I wouldn't advise to do that. Copyright belongs to you, so should the client want to use to sell the images, you should know you are the photographer, you are the person who created the images, so they cannot be sold without your consent. You understand? So, but it's good for the clients to go and use the images for themselves because they paid to use them for themselves. For example, they paid for a wedding, they were paying the photo shoot for the wedding. So that's also only for the wedding, not for them to go and now say, and I'm selling a picture, this kind of picture for 5,000 or whatsoever. Because the copyright belongs to you unless you have an agreement with them and then you have given them the right to do so. Okay, now we get to this most important clause. I've seen horrific stories about it. I've seen clients, people crying in terms of this clause. It is very important that is included in the contract. This clause is for cancellation and refund. This is where you also explain to the client when they can cancel, when they cannot cancel, and when they can get a refund, and how much is refundable, when and how. So you need to explain the whole process to your client, and you need to also cover the deposit or the retainer fee. That is it refundable or is non-refundable. As from my side, the deposit is non-refundable because it says to me that I have reserved this time for you, meaning that I can cancel other shoots to accommodate their shoot only. It means now when you pay in that deposit, you are saying to me that please do not take any other work. I am committed to work with you on this specific date. And then as for the client, it puts them at ease. should I agree that I'm taking the deposit and on that date I'm gonna be doing their job. It puts them at ease. They know that we are covered on our wedding day. We already have a photographer that is going to do our job. So as a photographer, you will be getting deals that will be becoming nice and sweet deals with more money. But because you have already have an agreement with someone else, you are going to turn down those deals. So meaning that your day is worth such certain amount per day, but you've been canceling those sweet deals because now you've already have made a commitment with your client to be servicing them on the specific date. So should they wanna cancel, a deposit obviously will be non-refundable, but that needs to be stated into detail in your contract so that there is no conflict whatsoever. In terms of the rescheduling and stuff, I myself would also reschedule when it's natural disaster. Maybe there is lockdown on that particular day, or rain disaster, the shoot cannot happen, it was an outdoor. So you can either change the location or reschedule. The next one is number 7, is terms of payment. This is, I normally put this clause for big gigs like a wedding, because there's a huge amount of money that the client needs to pay. So they need to know the terms of payment, when they need to pay the deposit, when they need to pay in the balance, so that we are clear. And then what is the cost should they decide to cancel, or should they decide in the later stage to downgrade to a lesser package, you see. But these terms needs to be also included in the contract, so that you have no issues with the payment coming up front. And you need to cover, because let's say you do a wedding, for example. Wedding is, you wrote on your package that you cover only 8 hours. You need to tell them, should they use you for an extra 1 hour, you are going to add an hourly rate to the amount that they've already paid. And when do you need it? That is the payment agreement and term. The next one, number 8, is the model release form. This is where you get permission from the clients to share the images for whatever reason it might be. For example, from the site you can say, I want to use them for website advertising, ads, Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media platforms you're in. So the clients needs to sign this to show that they've agreed that you can use their images, because we've seen horrific stories where clients come and say, take down my images, like I said in the first place. It happens every day. It might have not happened to you now, but trust me, in this industry it will come a point where it does happen. So you best be ready for it and have everything written down in the contract, so that you can avoid such conflicts if they should arise. And then also is make sure that they understand what you are using them for, and also understand what they can use them for, and also to give you credit as the photographer should they share your images on social media. Number 9 is editing. It's very important that you explain to your clients what type of editing you do, so that they know what to expect. That's why with me, I always make sure that I refer my clients to go through my Instagram page, all my social media platforms, so that they can see the type of editing that we do, and request a code for such shoots, and then we can tell them this costs this much. And then, so because they will come with expectations from other artistic people or other photographers, and then they come and expect you to do the same, which you cannot, because that is not the type of art you do. You do specific arts. You have your own way of working. You have your own style of editing. So you need to explain to your clients in detail that this is the type of editing. We do not change how people look, for example, because some people will come and say, I look fat. Unfortunately, that's how you look, ma'am. We're here to capture your images. Need to explain that to them so that they can understand that you do not change body shapes, as I don't as well. And then should they need any specific editing, for example, please specify to them how much will it cost them, so that you are in the clear. no one has any confusion and is expecting to look like someone they're not. Number 10 will be late arrivals and no show. Explain to the client what will they lose should they come in late. So mostly I would say they will lose a part of their time from the session they've booked for. You understand? And then the other thing would be if they don't show up, they will lose their deposit completely. Maybe that's just an example. You can tell them what you think. Remember, we are people. You can use your discretion to talk to your clients, and despite of the communication that you have, you are the person who needs to take a decision, but it needs to be in the contract that should they be late, these are the penalties that they'll be going through. Should they don't come at all, these are the penalties. You need to put that into place so that you are on the same page with the client. Because I've went personally to a shoot where I've waited for a client with my partner. We were waiting and calling. The client was not answering the calls, and we have already arrived to the location where we are going to do a photo shoot. It was very bad because after that we had other appointments that we had to attend to, and then they came in when their time was remaining like 10 minutes, and then I need to be going after the 10 minutes to another shoot. In that spot, that's where you can discuss with them either to reschedule and add a fee or whatever the case might be. But this needs to be in your contract. Very, very important. This shows professionalism, and as you went there on time, you addressed yourself professionally, so the clients should also treat you with respect, knowing that should they not respect your time, it will hit their pocket. And guys, to see more of these videos, kindly support us by subscribing to the channel and clicking that notification button so that you can receive notifications when we drop a video. And we thank you so much for those who have been supporting us. Please help us grow this small channel so that we can be able to produce more videos like this. Thank you.